The bass thrummed through the smoky pulse of the club, neon lights flickering like heartbeats across the dance floor. It was one of those nights where every song felt like a dare, and every glance carried a spark just waiting to ignite. I was standing near the bar, swirling a drink I didn't even plan to finish. I'd come with friends, but the crowd had swallowed them whole, leaving me in my own little world. And then I saw her, a girl with slick black hair, bold red lipstick, and eyes that laughed even before her lips did. She was leaning against a pillar, dancing just slightly, like the music was flowing right through her veins. When our eyes met, it was like instant recognition. Not of a face I'd seen before, but of a feeling I didn't know I was looking for until that very moment. Suddenly, the DJ flipped the track, and the familiar, punchy beat of Girls Kiss Girls blasted through the speakers. The whole room just roared with approval, and bodies surged toward the center of the floor. The girl with the red lipstick smiled at me, a perfect mix of a smirk and a challenge, and beckoned me closer with just one crooked finger. For a heartbeat, I hesitated. My mind was racing. But then, something pulled me forward, and I crossed the distance between us. "You like this song?" she asked, her voice cutting through the loud music. I smiled back, feeling a confidence I didn't know I had. "I do now," I replied. We started to move together, our rhythm syncing up instantly without a single word needing to be spoken. The lyrics floated all around us, playful and teasing, but what was unfolding between us felt so much deeper than the song's catchy chorus. Every time the lights flashed, I caught glimpses of her face, those glowing eyes, that confident smile, the soft breath between beats. It was like gravity itself had decided to change its direction, and all it wanted to do was pull me closer to her. She leaned in, her voice a warm whisper against my ear. "You've got that shy look," she teased. I felt my cheeks flush, but I didn't back down. "And you've got that dangerous one," I whispered back. Our laughter just melted into the music, becoming part of the night's soundtrack. As the song swelled, it was like we were being pulled by the rhythm itself. We drew closer and closer until our noses were nearly touching. The crowd, the lights, the noise, everything just blurred away into the background. The only thing that was real was the heat of the moment, the space between us crackling with energy. Then, with a soft inhale, the distance disappeared completely. Her lips met mine. It was slow at first, curious. It was the kind of kiss that asked a million questions and answered them all in the very same breath. The room around us might have erupted in cheers, but all we could hear was each other, the shared pulse beneath all the chaos. The song's hook echoed in the background, "Girls Kiss Girls." But for us, it wasn't an act of rebellion. It was a revelation. It was finding a missing piece of a puzzle I never even knew I was solving. When the track finally faded out, we lingered there, breathless, foreheads resting against each other. "I'm Riley," she said finally, her lips still just inches away from mine. "Maya," I managed to say. Riley traced a finger along the edge of my hand. "You always this brave?" she asked, her eyes searching mine. I smiled, a real, genuine smile. "Only when the right song's playing." We stayed close for the rest of the night. We danced, we talked. We let every new lyric and every beat fill the spaces between our glances. It felt less like meeting a stranger and more like reconnecting with a part of my own soul. When we finally stepped outside, the cool night air was a welcome relief. The city lights were reflecting off the wet pavement, making everything glitter. Riley took off her jacket and draped it over my shoulders. The warmth and her scent enveloped me. "You know," Riley said, breaking the comfortable silence, "I don't usually believe in club stories." I looked at her, my heart beating a little faster. "And now," she looked at me, a soft smile playing on her lips. "Now I might." I laughed softly. "Then maybe this isn't just a story." We stood there under a flickering streetlight, the beat of the club still a faint, echoing pulse behind us. Our fingers brushed against each other again. But this time, it wasn't an accident. When we kissed again, it wasn't about the song or the crowd or the electric energy of the club. It was about the quiet that followed, the peaceful, perfect stillness that can only be found with the right person. The night stretched on, feeling endless, like a beautiful melody that you never want to end. And maybe, somewhere deep down, we both knew that it wouldn't. Because sometimes, the best love stories don't begin with a grand promise or a dramatic declaration. Sometimes they begin with a rhythm. They begin not in words, but in a kiss that lingers long after the final note has faded away. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey tonight. If this story resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories from the heart. See you next time.